I will not be beholden to a political party, to a mayor, to even a running mate in my ward. I will ensure that if you have a concern, it is spoken to. If you make a phone call request or an email request, you'll get the information. I will ensure that if there is something that we don't have the means to do now, I will raise it with my peers. And we will try, with the intellect you have elected and the passion you have elected as your various ward councillors, to find a way. And we'll do it via municipal associations that go across this country. I'll build relationships with the candidates that are already nominated for the 2019 election to deal with the air noise concern that you all speak to, because it's largely a federal responsibility. We need people who stand up and say, we're going to hold the agencies we've set into place accountable. I will speak and stand for you, have no doubt.
Thanks so much once again for the question. I would say I'll add, I don't want to see what other people are doing, I want to see what I can do. So I would like to add, see things from a brand new perspective, from zero. What can be done? Just brand new thinking about everything. Not necessarily, I'm not saying better or worse, hopefully better, but I'm just thinking we need new perspective on everything. Then if I'm able to do something, if I say I'll do it, and it's on me, I can promise you that I will do it. Again, it's a council. I will always vote in favor of people. That's my promise to you. I'm also raising a young family in Oakville. Everything that matters to you matters to me as well. So it's not I'm completely isolated from the main issues. So I'm here to work for you. I just need one chance. Next time, never even listen to what I've got to say if you're not happy with what I did. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I want to basically start out by saying that I think the number one reason you should vote for me is because I have an ability to be able to cooperate with my colleagues. I don't intend to go and fight. I don't intend to go and lobby. I intend to actually roll up my sleeves and get the job done. That's what I've done for the past 18 years. When work needs to get done, whether it's bringing back Sunday busing, whether it's advocating on behalf of our community for air traffic noise, I just go get the job done. I don't fight with my colleagues. I'm not going to Parliament to debate grand policy. I'm here to actually deliver services and actually do what you want me to do. The things that I respond to the things that you ask for. You told me, I don't like these airplanes flying over my head. I don't like this noise. In 2012, we got this problem over our heads, and now many of our neighbors are impacted by this dramatically. I live right underneath it myself. So I didn't go and fight with my colleagues or create controversy about it. I simply rolled up my sleeves, went to the airport and said, Halton needs a seat on this. We need to start having our voice heard. And I went to the MPs and I said, we need a seat on this. We need to have our voice heard, and we've made progress. And I hope tonight we have an opportunity to talk a little bit about some of that progress. But this councillor delivers. You said you want a new library in North Oakville. I delivered a new library in North Oakville. A couple weeks ago, as chairman of the library, I turned sod on a brand new library. So this councillor goes to council to work with my colleagues as a team to cooperate and to get services and resources that we need in Ward 5.
Thank you for the question. The first thing I want to say is because I listen, and I will continue to listen, and I will always listen. And when I listen to an issue, I try to think outside the box to come up with solutions. For example, this past week, actually I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was at the Halton Region Poverty Roundtable, and of course, the stats there are quite alarming, where they indicate there's 7,000 families in Halton Region who are waiting for housing. So I immediately tried to think about solutions. I initially thought to find out what buildings does the town of Oakville own that are underused that could be refurbished to attempt to house some of these people. I requested the town and I was told that was not easily available. So then I contacted Trillium because I wanted to make sure that this could be something that would be funded, and if it was a shelter or temporary housing, the Trillium Foundation would pay for the refurbishment. So basically, as I said, think outside the box. I will listen to the issues, solve the problems, and always return your calls and emails. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What an oddly open-ended question to ask. Essentially, I'm here for you. I believe in the phrase public servant. I'm a servant. I'm here for you. If you have a question, if you have something that bothers you, I respond within 24 hours of your contact and I work through things with you. Recently, a woman felt unsafe in her home, and it took me a few phone calls with her to discuss about the fact that the police would be helpful to them. And so that worked out for her. It doesn't matter how big or how small your concerns are. I'm always there. I'm always helping, and I'm always ready to listen and work with you. I think that's the most important thing to remember, that this isn't a position of power. This is a position of service. And I'm a servant for you. And that's why I want to keep doing this. Thank you.
Why would you vote for me? Now, let's see. I have visited so many streets in Ward 5, and every one that I visited have been so happy to see a town councillor visit them. There are a lot more streets I have to visit, and I promise if I haven't visited your homes, I'm going to come to your home and talk to you. There are many people who I have already spoken to, and they said, oh, you're going to be a town councillor. Oh, we have never had a visit before by a town councillor. So I was very happy about that. And they've been telling me their problems. One woman, she wanted to know a lot about different questions, about funeral arrangements and all these kind of things. So I said, I took down a phone number, I took down her address, and I said, I will get back to you. And I have spoken to her over these few days past. So I am going to come to your houses and visit every home. I've got the voters list and I know your addresses. So I will be at your homes. Even if it is past the date, I don't care. I will come and visit you and you will tell me your problems. Now I've got my flyers here and the email address, I will give it to you.